All right, what's happening, everybody? How are we doing today? Gonna be going over the top programming languages of 2020. Now, 2020, things are moving quick. There's a lot of new technologies out there, but really, if you just stick to these basics, you're gonna find yourself in a good position. So starting off, I want to go over JavaScript. It's clearly the most popular language and will remain that way into the new year. And a big reason that JavaScript is so popular is because of all these technologies such as Vue, React, Angular, you name it. A lot of application development right now is being done through JavaScript. So if you're not used to programming, if programming is new to you, if you're trying to get into it, JavaScript is usually the first stepping stone that you're going to find yourself working with. And a big reason of that is it also powers most of the web. So any kind of web programming is usually done through JavaScript, which is able to be performed in your browser. So it's pretty easy language to get started with. Now, it's still very complex in that it has a lot of features and things you can do, and it continues to evolve again with a lot of these frameworks that are out there. So I would say JavaScript is definitely the most popular language to get into for 2020. Going from there, we're going to see Python taking a huge growth as well. A lot of things with data, a lot of things with artificial intelligence are being done through the Python programming language. So if you're not familiar with Python, it is an important language to learn. It's a little more complex in that you can't just pull it through your web browser and things like that. However, there's a lot of information out there on how to get started with Python. And again, if you're looking for jobs in 2020, Python is going to be the #1 language that people continue to look for in a skill set for a good programmer. From there, I would go on and say number 3 is going to be Java and Kotlin. Java and Kotlin are also programming languages that are powering a lot of the applications out there, whether they're Android or really anything outside of Apple. So if you're not familiar, Java is also powering a lot of the back ends of some of these web applications. It is a much more complex language. It's harder to learn. However, there are a lot of good information out there that can get you started with Java. And then Kotlin also kind of coming out as a newer language, but nonetheless, it is continuing to power more and more web applications out there. So definitely continue to learn and engage yourself with Java and Kotlin. And then finally, I would say is Swift. Swift comes in at number 4, which Swift is basically the programming language of native Apple applications. So Apple continues to, businesses continue to look at Apple as almost their first layer of pushing out an application. So if you're getting familiar with Swift, you're going to find yourself in a really good position as far as jobs coming into 2020. Now again, you can find JavaScript that can power some of these through non-native apps, but again, if you're going to be building with a native application, Swift is going to be the language to learn. So basically, just to kind of recap on all that, number 1, JavaScript, number 2, Python, number 3 is tied at Java and Kotlin, and then finally number 4 I would say is Swift. So if you guys have any questions as far as any of those programming language, anything about getting started, anything about doing some development for your business in regards to those languages, reach out, let us know. Also like and subscribe, this stuff helps, and we'll catch you in the next video. Have a good 2020, guys.